You tap your brakes, the tires lock, and suddenly you're staring at a muddy ditch off a quiet country road with a cracked front bumper. For decades, the conventional wisdom for North Carolina drivers was simple. An at-fault accident meant a predictable headache. You take the insurance point penalty, wait exactly 36 months, and your rates automatically drop back to normal. But on July 1st, 2025, a legislative update rewrote that timeline. This timeline shows the traditional 3-year penalty. But if an accident involves a serious citation, like reckless driving, the timeline fractures. The surcharge locks on for 5 full years. Those extra 24 months of inflated premiums compound quickly, stacking into a heavy, cumulative financial burden. Most drivers on the road today are navigating their daily commutes with an outdated playbook, entirely unaware of this shift. A momentary mistake on the road is no longer a temporary setback. It is half a decade of compounding costs. To understand why this change hits so hard, we have to look at the mechanism driving these penalties: North Carolina's Safe Driver Incentive Plan, or SDIP. The SDIP is a strict, state-mandated mathematical grid. It dictates exactly how much your rates increase for every penalty point you acquire. The state's grid percentages branch out universally. Every carrier operating in the state must legally apply these exact point math formulas to penalize drivers. This system locks you in. You cannot escape the state's math by jumping to a competitor. When the state legally mandates uniform math across the entire industry, your negotiating power disappears. There is one highly specific escape hatch built into the state's framework: the minor accident waiver. To qualify for this waiver, a driver must meet 2 strict criteria: a completely clean household driving record and total property damage of $2,300 or less. Keeping repair costs at or under that threshold results in 0 insurance points applied to your record. But if the mechanic's estimate comes in just $10 over the limit, the waiver dissolves, triggering an automatic, unnegotiable 40% rate hike. In a bureaucratic system governed by absolute numbers, a $10 variance on a body shop invoice dictates whether a family budget stays intact. There is, however, a critical blind spot in this rigid system. The state strictly controls the penalty percentage. They mandate the 40% hike, but they do not control the starting number that the 40% is applied to. That starting number is known as the carrier's base rate. Let's look at how this plays out on a chart comparing 2 base rates. Carrier A starts low, while Carrier B starts high. When you stack the mandatory 40% penalty on top of both, the final totals are drastically different. Actively shopping for the lowest base rate is the only legal, effective way to minimize the financial bleeding of the state's new penalties. Finding that optimized starting number requires an independent agent with the tools to navigate the entire market and compare base rates directly. That is exactly what we do at Layne Insurance and Elkin. We shop the base rates to find the optimal starting number, shielding your wallet from the harshest effects of the law. Don't pay more than you have to. Call 336-835-1993 or visit BillLayneInsurance.com. You cannot fight North Carolina's 5-year penalty, but you certainly don't have to overpay for half a decade if you let an expert find your hidden variable.